Jon Feliciano signing this week. Feliciano to me is interesting. This
Interesting.
guy, first of all, his story, you could do a movie about this guy's life.
Love it.
I mean, and he's just really he's faced a lot of tragedy, and his
Yes.
mom's beaten cancer a couple times, and he had a friend who died. Who Feliciano is just his house was condemned. I mean, he had to move out of his trailer. He had to live on the floor of his friend's house. I mean, the guy he was an amazing story before he ever got to the University of Miami. Then he goes to Miami. He gets drafted by the Raiders. He emerges as a really solid center and guard. He says he's way better at center. The Niners signed him. He played last year with the New York Giants at center. The Niners had already re-signed Jake Brendel, who's a Pro Bowl alternate at center.
Mhm.
What's your read on Jon Feliciano? This guy, you could sit there and go, depth, but you know what? He's not depth. This guy's a starter. He's
Starter.
been a starter in the league. So
Starter.
is he there to compete with Brendel?
No.
Is that an indication that Burford is kicking out to right tackle?
Could be.
That's what I'm reading into it. What do you think? What do you think of the Feliciano pickup?
So let me say this first of all. That's kind of what I want it to be. Like, I want that to be the narrative. Maybe last year it was Burford learn how to play guard, learn how to play right guard. This year, Burford, you battle. You're a tackle. I want you to battle with Colton McKivitz. Either way, Colton McKivitz would be better at the swing tackle, and then you go ahead and put Burford at the right tackle, and then you start Jon Feliciano at right guard. Listen, he is a veteran offensive lineman that gets down to the nitty-gritty. And run blocking is kind of like his thing. He's not pretty bad in pass protection. I would love to see what he does here in San Francisco with Chris Forster, but this guy's a starter. I think that's what you said. That's what he does. He's a starter. It's going to be really interesting to see. Now, he's a wild card piece because you can utilize him, at least to me, Larry, two positions, guard, center. Wouldn't play him at tackle. I feel like he just doesn't have the measurables to play tackle. But if he had to play it for a game or a play or something like that, possibly he can hold up. But his arms are just not that long to be a tackle in the NFL, right?
No.
To get that push off, right?
But I mean, in a pinch, you might be able to play him at right tackle. I mean,
exactly.
This guy's just a tough, smart, versatile offensive lineman who can play. 54 career starts in 97 NFL games. What I like about him is just if you watch him, he's just a wide body, guy who's just if this is the replacement for Brunskill, that's a major upgrade from Brunskill. He's 31. He was a 4th round pick out of Miami. 3 seasons he played in Buffalo. And his best position is center.
Yes.
And just a guy, to me, 6'4", 325, which is a big-bodied guy. They call him Mongo. Supposedly he's a chef. He makes a mean chicken parm.
Yeah.
But what I loved, I saw an interview with him, and he's like, I've made some money. I've been in the league, and this guy's gonna, he's a veteran. This guy's been around the block. He's like, right now, I'm just really all I'm about is just I got to win that Super Bowl. And I like guys who are in that spot in their career where it's like, hey, man, I've made some money. I've played on a number of teams, been on the West Coast, played on the East Coast, played in New York, played in the Bay with the Raiders. And, when you get to that realization that, hey, you know what's really missing is I don't get the ring.
That's it.
I like to have 5 or 6 guys who are like extraordinarily passionate about getting the ring, because I don't think you don't back into it. You don't luck into it. You know what I'm saying, Breezy? You got to have guys who are all about it. And it's like, so it's all about it. Even though it's a lot of guys in your room, you're trying to hand pick guys who you think can go get it. Cause ultimately, you're going to have one shot at it next year. I want some guys who are playing with some desperation, guys who are playing, I'll play hurt because you know what? I think this is my shot to get that Super Bowl ring.
Yep.
I like at least 5 or 6 veteran guys in the room like that. Maybe this guy's one of those guys.
And look at what they're doing with the offensive line. I mean, they're bringing back guys. The continuity is there. They're bringing a guy that's probably not going to struggle in building continuity with the other guys. He's a vet. The one thing he knows how to do is play football. He's done it several years. So opposed to drafting a guy and then him having to learn the system, learn the language, learn this, now it's going to be a little learning curves for him. Kyle Shanahan's playbook is probably complicated, but I tell you what, He'll come out there, and I'm telling you, the thing that I love about Jon is that he nasty. Like he's a mean mother sucker from outer space. I'm excited to see what he brings to this offensive line. I'm excited to see what he brings in camp.
Yeah. This is the kind of guy that's going to brawl with somebody in camp.
Thank you.
I mean, I could see a
get your videos ready.
It's fast forward. Now. Fast forward. Welcome to the Krueg and Breezy show. Instead of March 22nd, it's July 22nd. Everybody. All right, Breezy. Let's talk about the story of the day. Jon Feliciano ripped Javon Hargrave's helmet off and threw it at him today. Breezy, what'd you think?
Hey man, Mongols do what Mongols do.
He's so easy to picture. All right. Once again, we are brought to you by Pig and a Pickle. Check them out in Corte Madera and in Emeryville, the best barbecue in Northern California.